And we got just under 30 seconds.
All right, thank you. Hello.
Live from the Civic Media World Headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin, it's the Todd Allbaugh Show. And now, pursuing truth wherever it may lead, here's your host, Todd Allbaugh.
Across Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network and streaming worldwide on the Civic Media app. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Todd Allbaugh, along with the outstanding Mr. Aaron Zommers on the board, our producer and engineer. It is 6 past the hour of 2 o'clock on this TGIF edition. It is Friday, May 9th, 2025. It is a great day to be a Wisconsinite. Welcome in, everybody. Beautiful world headquarters of Civic Media in downtown Madison. Mr. Zommers, it could not be nicer out there.
It is very nice. Do you want to take a look at the street cam?
Please, let's take a look at the Sam Davidson street cam. Look at that. I mean, that's a picture-perfect postcard right there for those watching on the stream on Facebook, YouTube, the X-Files, Twitter, whatever it is.
Well, gee, who set up that camera?
YouTube. Sam Davidson. Well, he created it. I did the shot. Look
Todd
at that.
aimed it today.
Look, I aimed it today. Look at that. You have to see one of the great graduates. It's graduation weekend here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. I have my Badger red polo shirt on, white Motion W on the chest, wearing my cardinal and white in honor of all our great Badgers graduating this weekend. Look at that. There's a taxi going by. You don't see a taxi very often in Madison.
Not here, yeah.
Overture Center there, the new shoots of green coming out of the tree. All things are possible, Zommers, on graduation weekend here at UW-Madison and around the state. I know a lot of other universities are graduating as well, and we're coming up on high school graduations and not the too distant future. So exciting times, exciting, lots of hope. Things spring anew. The world is back in order in terms of weather and wrapping the academic year up. Speaking of that, we have Badgers galore on the show. You're going to want to stick around. Coming up here at the bottom of the hour, our old friend, our ongoing contributor, Mr. Brady Ewing, former Wisconsin Badger fullback, 3-time Big Ten champion, spent 3 years in the NFL. Brady's going to be here talking a little bit about a theme for this month, mental health awareness. We've touched on it before, but specifically, Brady and Monte Ball, great running back at Wisconsin, are good friends. And in fact, Monte was in Brady's wedding, and Monte is going to be on the show next week. We'll talk a little bit about that later. And he has gone through his own, as we all have our own unique journey. And part of that involves mental health. He has gone through addiction before, recovered, and now is using that experience to help others. So I'm going to ask Brady a little bit about his friendship with Monte and talk about this event that you could go to next week. I'll be there on Wednesday at Cooper's Tavern in downtown Madison. We'll give you more details on that at the bottom of the hour. And also turkey hunting. Brady, a big turkey hunter. And I'm not going to spill the beans, but I think he has been successful on his turkey hunt.
My tag was supposed to be this weekend, but I'm still too tired from being sick, and I'm coughing enough that I'm just going to scare them all away. So unfortunately, I will not be going this spring.
I'm sorry. Well, we can talk about Brady's turkey instead of yours, Zommers. So that'd be great. Brady will be. And then last night, we had our big night market down here, the Madison Night Market on State Street. And a big shout out to all of our great team here at Civic Media's WMDX, the flagship station here in Madison. All kinds of our colleagues were down there helping out. And what's great about this is you talk to the public, Zommers. You get to meet the public. And I love it. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time had by all. But it does nothing if not humble you. And I'll tell you, the star of the show last night was, speaking of, Sam Davidson, one of our great producers for John and Gordy, the morning show here in Madison. And Gordy was there, and he had some fans, some listeners talking to him, and they said, well, we really listen. We love it when Sam talks. We likes, and they were in love with Sam. They couldn't talk enough about Sam, and well deserved, I might add. So I'm standing there like a schmo, and the husband of the couple is talking to Gordy. The wife looks at me and takes pity on me and says, "Well, we listen to you every day, and we just love it." And the husband overhears this, and he breaks his conversation from Gordy, looks down at her, and goes, "No, not that guy. These guys."
That's funny.
So, true story. So they're not listeners. And I said, "That's fine." I said, "John and Gordy is a better show anyway." So, but she was just trying to be nice. But it was a lot of fun. But here's the deal. At the end of the night, and here, let me reach over here. We've got
Grabbing some items.
some items. So part of the giveaway last night were these balls, these stress balls. And who couldn't use a stress ball right now? And so we had these on the table, and these three young guys come over, and they want to sign up for the newsletter and the T-shirt. Great. And one of the guys picks up the balls, the stress balls on the table, and starts juggling them like a pro. And I said, "Holy cow, where'd you learn how to do that?" "Well, we're part of the Badger parkour team." I said, "Excuse me?" They start telling me about this. They're very excited about it. It's a great newer club at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And if you don't know what parkour is, think about superhero movies. When you see like Batman and Robin, they do all these reverse kicks and fly over walls. And well, these guys do it for real.
Yeah, it's some people call it free running. There's probably a difference between the two. Don't come at me if you know. But basically traversing your environment in a fast, creative, athletic manner. Like instead of just running around something, you'll vault over it in a swift move.
And it's fantastic to watch it. So they're coming on the show, I hope. They said they'd be here. I have faith they will be. At 3 o'clock, they're to be here, and we will see juggling in real action here in the studio, and maybe we'll have them jump over some stuff. I'm sure the lawyers will be fine with that.
This table, I bet they could jump over
I
the
bet
table.
they could. We'll find out. So they're going to be here, and then we have a little bit of what's worse. And to round out the show, our old friend and ongoing contributor, Peter Rapine, managing editor of EPOM's World, will be here with a wild and wacky look at human nature. So right there, what more do you want for a Friday? So as Tom Schneider, the great late Tom Schneider at CBS, a Milwaukee native, once said, "Sit back, fire up the Colortini, and watch the pictures and the sound fly through the air." I miss him so much. 13 now past the hour of 2 o'clock. So that's the show. Oh, as if the show couldn't get better, Summers. It is Free Ticket Friday giveaway day.
What?
Yes. We'll be giving away a little bit later in the show. Make sure you have your Civic Media app downloaded on your Apple or Android device. We'll give you the word of the day, and then you text that in, and you too could be on your. Now there's a date and an opponent. And that's they have to go to that game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're giving it basically every Friday, except during our larger contest, but don't worry about that. Essentially, every Friday of the summer, we are giving away tickets to a specific Milwaukee Brewers game.
Right. You don't have a selection. So for today's contest, these will be 4 tickets to the club level seats for the Friday game. I believe a week from today, May 16th versus Minnesota. So if you want to go to a game next Friday versus Minnesota Twins, be listening next hour. We will give you the text word to text in for our Friday Brewer giveaway. So that's fantastic. So big show today. I want to start with a little news at the top of the show here. Broke yesterday just before we went on the air, and we talked about it a little bit, that an American, now Pope Leo, originally from Chicago, was selected by the Cardinals to be the new Pope of the Catholic Church. And I think, regardless of whether you're a person of faith or what denomination you might be, if you are, the Pope is kind of regarded as, is regarded as a world leader, right? He's somebody that has an influence over a lot of people. And now this is the first American Pope. So there you go. That's pretty cool. And it turns out the guy's from Chicago. I was watching the CBS Evening News last night. John Dickerson had one of their great correspondents on and gave some background now on why the cardinal chose Leo as his papal name. I thought it was pretty interesting. We're going to play a little bit of this, and we'll discuss it here. So here we go from the CBS Evening News last night.
The name Leo, what does that mean that Pope Leo chose to be Pope Leo the 14th?
Well, there are a lot of Pope Leos. His immediate predecessor is the founder of what's known as social justice Catholicism. So advocating for workers' rights, things like opposing the death penalty, advocating for immigrants, all things that Pope Leo has also tweeted about in the past. We might also hear echoes of the first Pope Leo, Leo the Great, who was an intellectual like our new Pope, who has a doctorate in canon law, and who stood up to and brokered peace with a very powerful, aggressive secular leader, Attila the Hun.
Wait a minute here. Stop right there. Stop right there. Now, I'm not trying to read too much between the lines, but it seems interesting, and we can rewind it just a bit to get John Dickerson's take on this, because I don't know if he was expecting this in the broadcast. But when the correspondent said that he was noted, the former Pope Leo was noted for standing up to a great aggressor, Attila the Hun, you couldn't help but draw the analogy between the great orange one that currently sits in the White House. So, I mean, I don't know. Was that intentional? Is it just happenstance? I'm not sure, but I found it interesting. So here, let's hear Dickerson's reaction to that.
Who stood up to and brokered peace with a very powerful, aggressive secular leader, Attila the Hun.
Oh, well, that's a background. Let me ask you about speaking of backgrounds, the background that this Leo has. He's had various different jobs in his career beforehand. How does that help him? What kind of pope does that suggest he might be?
Well, as we know, he's been a pastor. He was a bishop in Peru. He has overseen an international order of Augustinians. He has had this role at the Vatican for 2 years. And of course, he's an intellectual. He's been a professor. So he's really encompassing all of the Catholic Church here in its wide variety, from the margins to the very center.
John Allen earlier quoted an Italian journalist who said he is the least American, speaking of Leo, the least American of the Americans. What does that mean in terms of cardinals, the least American of the Americans?
Well, it means that he identifies more with people in the global south, and we see that. He spent 2/3 of his life there. And we can see in this new Pope Leo someone who wants to reach out to everyone. When he came out on the Loggia, he spoke in Italian, in Spanish, and in Latin, but he did not speak in English, and he greeted the Peruvians, not the Americans.
Everything he does will be highly symbolic.
A little bit of the CBS Evening News there last night talking about the new Pope Leo. Lots of things to talk about there, not the least of which is that, of course, he's American, Villanova grad, and, is a mathematician. So there's some thought that he might be really good at, because there is a budget for the Catholic Church, the Vatican, that sort of thing as well.
He's also, he's taught in Oconomowoc.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's wild.
Our own Dan Schaefer, political editor, gave us that information over the internal chats. That was something. There is a Wisconsin, and Quick Trip had one of the best tweets of the day. Quick Trip tweeted out and said, "It's not a zero chance that the new Pope has been to Quick Trip." I thought that was pretty good. I sent you something, Zombers, on his baseball acumen, because he comes from Chicago. So the Cubs, they tried to get snarky, and they put on their billboard outside of Wrigley that the new Pope is a Cubs fan, is a Cubby. But no, the Pope's brother, who still lives in Chicago, was interviewed on Channel 7 in Chicago. This is what he said.
That's not true.
That's not true. He's not a Cubs fan.
That's not
What
true.
is he?
He's a Sox fan.
What?
They also said on the air that he was from South Holland. That's not true.
Okay.
It's Dalton.
He's from Dalton,
Yes.
and he's a Sox fan,
Yes.
which makes more sense, really, when you
Yes.
think about it, given
That's
where,
correct.
where
That's
he
correct.
was. He's
There
not
you
a
go.
Cubs fan.
He's a Sox fan. So you can like the Pope even if you're a Brewers fan, because the new Pope is a Sox fan. Come on back. A little bit more news for you. And Brady Ewing at the bottom of the hour. It's the Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Welcome to Madison's Real News and Great
Sorry about that delay
Conversation.
there.
No.
Instagram is
I'm-
weird.
No, yeah, and
WMDX.
I cut it too close. Nice
I'm
job
Dan
recovering
Schaefer.
there.
Let's recombobulate. There's been a whole lot happening in the political universe these last few months.
All right, I didn't
Much
know
of
we were
it
supposed to
has
do both
been
hours,
rather
so we can,
discombobulated, you might say. From the first 100
We also
days of the
failed
Trump
to mention
administration to
the best part.
high-stakes
Oh, it's a
race
state-
for
it's
Wisconsin
statewide.
Supreme Court and
statewide
everything else that went into
contest,
the
as a
spring
matter of
election
fact.
in Wisconsin. It's been a lot to wrap our
But it's
heads
okay.
around.
We didn't give out the
But
word,
now
so
we're
I don't
entering
think
a
we
new
violated
phase
the
of
law yet.
Wisconsin's political
Yet.
calendar.
Keyword,
That's right. We're
yet.
getting into budget season. The biennial budget is the biggest thing that happens in state politics.
Can we
every
do,
2
let's-
years,
let's
and our
use
elected
the,
officials in the Assembly and
what
Senate
should
are
we
going
use?
to be
And I
making
saw
some
her
important
face,
decisions
now
in the
I'm a
very
believer.
near
Or
future.
should we use
Now
put
is a
me
great
close.
time to contact
I'm
your
ready to
representatives
play.
and let them know what you think our
Or should we use
priorities
the
should
violent
be for our
femmes?
next state budget. Because in a
I
government
think
by the
we should
people,
use I'm a believer.
participation is
All right,
power,
the first one.
and your
All right.
voice matters.
Find
I'll
all of
key
Dan's
up the
work
right
at
to where they say,
recombobulation area
and I
and
saw
on
her
our
face.
website at
But you can come in with the regular music. We'll use I'm a believer like we do for the text to win
Hey,
stuff.
Gordy,
Like it's
how you
thing.
doing?
Oh, ours
Time
is
once
great.
again
Great to see what
for
you doing in the studio.
Free Ticket
Well,
Friday.
I need to talk to you about doing a
I saw
commercial.
her face.
Oh, okay. Well, to get a commercial on the air here, you just go down to the sales department. It's right next to the bathroom.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, I understand plenty. You salespeople drink a lot of coffee. That's why
Oh,
the bathroom's right
I
there.
don't know if there's enough time
right,
today, but
I need to
I
have
have
you
another
make a
story
commercial
last night.
about commercials.
Wait. A commercial about a commercial? I don't follow.
I want to tell potential
Not for-
business
not for
owners out
radio?
there,
No,
start
not for
contacting me
radio.
to Get a commercial on WMDX.
Yeah, then I imagine we probably won't have enough time since
Okay,
you
let's
you
come up
got
with something. Let's
you have an
see if business
appointment.
folks can contact you directly
yes,
there,
I
right?
have an appointment
Yeah.
right
Okay,
after.
what's the email, huh?
Okay, so it's sales at
Nothing-
WMDXradio.com.
Oh, wait,
What
run that
what's
by
a little left is my hair. I made the so here's the deal for
WMDX
people watching the
radio.com.
stream.
So we can
I
put
made
all
my
that
haircut
together and get into a
appointment
commercial,
before they
get on the air
changed all the
soon.
time.
Arthur,
Well,
my
now
friend, I
the woman
think
who
we
cuts
just
my
did.
hair is so booked up, it'd be till like
Advertise on
July until I get my
WMDX
haircut. So I said, well, I gotta
Email
keep
Arthur, sales at
So Todd will be
WMDXradio.com.
Buzzing
keep
out.
an eye out for a speeding white Dodge Ram.
unless you're the authority.
Yes, you do.
Then
Don't-
turn a blind
See how
eye.
we've got you at
15 seconds.
YouGotThis.usaging.org.
Pursuing truth wherever it may lead and having fun doing it. Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. Glad to have you along on a Friday, May 9th, 2025, here across the state of Wisconsin. I don't care whether you're in Hayward, on one of the trails up there, maybe on Lake Superior, maybe you're over in Manitowoc, Zomer's hometown, Sheboygan area, chilling out on Lake Michigan. They got the boat off of Lake Michigan, by the way, the Milwaukee.
Yeah, I saw.
The deep deep thought. That's what
Deep thought.
almost says something else. Deep thought is they got that out of the water finally. You could be there. You could be in the old hometown of Richland Center. You could be here in Madison, maybe Wisconsin Rapids, anywhere in Wisconsin. I don't care where you're at this weekend. It's going to be gorgeous. So get out there, enjoy the nice weather. My oldest godson, Alexander, is home from Indianapolis. And we're right after I get my haircut tonight, I'm going down to Bailey's Run, great place, winery in New Glarus. So hanging out down there with them. That will be a good time had by all. Speaking of good times had by all, it's 23 now past the hour of 2 o'clock. Time for this week's edition, the premiere edition of Free Ticket Friday. Let's go.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I've been alone.
Free Ticket Friday. Yes, for the rest of the season, every Friday afternoon. Tune in right here between 2 and 4, and we are going to give you a key word. Here's how it works. First of all, the attorneys are back up on the 12th floor. They're here. They're listening. And so the attorneys tell me, first and foremost, I have to tell you this is a statewide contest. All right. So every Friday, and not just in our show, Kreitlow's show, Matt Nair's show, Maggie Dawn, After Us.
Tom Hartman.
Tom Hartman. Did he do it today? I didn't listen.
I was busy. We were prepping for the show. So
apparently we're told now he'll do it. Anyway, we're going to be giving you a keyword. You have to download the Civic Media app on your Apple or Android device. You go to your app store, you type in Civic, C-I-V-I-C. Comes up, takes less than a minute, it's free, you download it. Then open the app up. The first 11 stations are the News Talk sports stations that we're on. Click on one of those, and in the lower right-hand corner, it'll say text, a little icon. Click on that. Now you're all set to go. I'm going to give you a word, and you have until 4 o'clock to text this word in, and then just from the entries from today, right? Today or our show?
Just our show, I believe.
Just our show. So, I mean, your odds are better than Vegas, better than Ho-Chunk, wherever you imbibe. You text in the word I'm going to give you here, and then the winner will be chosen at random by a computer, and if you win, you'll be on your way Friday, May 16th, 4 tickets to club-level seats at AmFam Field against the Minnesota Twins. Important, you have to be able to go on Friday, May 16th. You may not exchange it for a different date, all right? So here we go. Today's Friday free ticket Friday giveaway text word is, get this, text, T-E-X-T, T-E-X-T. The word is text. So text right now to the Civic Media. Don't do it twice because the computer is very finicky. Now, if Zommers and I were choosing, we wouldn't care. We'd just enter you in. But in order to be eligible, you have to text it correctly and text in and spell it correctly. So the word is text, T-E-X-T. Text that word right now to the Civic Media app. And if you are selected, you'll be on your way to the May 16th game, Brewers taking on the Minnesota Twins.
And unlike our normal giveaways, this is for both hours of the show, the whole show. If you're driving, take it easy. Don't worry. No rush. Whenever you got time in the next 2 hours, just text in. Text.
You have plenty of time to text. Now, I'm not sure who. That was very nice of him to give us the word text today. I think that's fairly easy. My phone's going nuts, by the way. It's binging every time. That's great. We're getting a lot of entries. That's fantastic. Okay, so text the word text right now, and you too could be on your way to the Milwaukee Brewers game on the 16th, next Friday. Big game tonight. By the way, I think I got some bad information. You ever had like bad fish, Zommers? Go out somewhere and get bad fish?
I don't know if I have, and I'm grateful.
I've had some bad fish. Because yesterday I'm yapping my lips off about the Brewers pregame show at 11:35 today. And no, I think it's like at 5:30. I think this piece of information is bad. I got some bad information. So I apologize to that if you were listening. The Brewers play tonight. They're on the road against the Tampa Bay Rays, who I don't think are playing in Tampa Bay right now because their stadium got blown away in a hurricane. But anyway, the Brewers will play against Tampa Bay. You can hear it in Richland Center, Oshkosh, Racine, Kenosha, Park Falls, and beautiful Hayward, Wisconsin. And around 5:30 tonight, the pregame show should be a good time had by all. Zommers, are you have you ever hit a deer?
I have not hit a deer. Again,
are you serious?
I'm grateful. Yeah. I mean, everybody else in my family has or has been hit by a deer.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at that. It just sounded funny.
So far, I'm the only lucky one.
Well, we'll tease this, and if we get to it next hour, or else we'll do it next week. There's a new study out. The county that has the most car deer accidents in Wisconsin, and it might surprise you. The number one, because in my life, I went through a summer one time. I hit 3 deer in one summer.
Oh, that sucks.
And I was talking Brady Ewing, if he's listening, he'll know my friend Rob Renish. I was literally talking to Rob Renish on the phone as I hit the 3rd one right outside Wisconsin Heights School District. And let me tell you, I'm glad the Pope wasn't there because I went on an expletive run that my friend Rob was in tears laughing. He goes, "Are you okay? Are you?" I said, "Yes, blankety blank blank. I'm okay." And he goes, "That was the funniest thing ever." You don't. So we'll tell you later on the county with the most deer accidents as well. But stay tuned next. Speaking of Brady Ewing, 3-time Big Ten champion and also 3 years in the NFL, talking about mental health and NIL and more. Don't go away. Brady is next right here on the Allbaugh Show across Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network.
I can tell you, yes, Brady did hear that because he
Oh,
is
fantastic.
here.
Oh, very good. Look at Brady Ewing. Your shirt matches the wall. My gosh. Do you have a stylist now? Have you hired a stylist?
I have not. I dress myself still, contrary to many people's belief, it feels like. And most of my stuff comes from Costco for what that's worth.
Hey, I'm not wearing it today, but my new Brewers 3/4 that came from Costco.
My glasses are from Costco.
Yeah.
Costco for the win.
As Ken Lewis, one of our teachers, likes to say, can't beat it with a stick. So
It's amazing. Todd, I'm wondering if 3 deer car accidents in a month, or just say a year, maybe you need to look in the mirror on that. Maybe it's the driver.
Maybe no. One of them, and I don't mean to make light of this, but one of them committed suicide because it ran into the side of my the side of my wheel well. What can you do about that?
Yeah, sometimes the deer hits you.
Yeah, the deer hit me.
Yes.
And then I was driving up to Dale Schultz's farm on 154, and this big buck comes out, and he just ruined my car and survived. I didn't even find him. And then the third one was that I was coming back from Madison to Richland Center, and I'm talking to Rob Rennish, and it was one of those things where it came out of the ditch, and it was on a full sprint, and its head was like almost to the ground, and there's nothing you could do. And I'm like, oh, and boom, and I just lost it. And Rob Reddish is just like, oh my God, are you okay?
He's like, are you okay? And then he probably laughed.
And then he just kept laughing. He couldn't stop laughing.
Oh,
he
no.
said that was the funniest thing I ever heard.
Yeah, I hear you when I think Zomer said it too. I haven't been hit by a deer, but my dad had one of those on Rainbow Drive going up to their house where the deer was like sprinting alongside the car as we were driving, and they just decided to jump out right into the side. It's like, man, do yourself a favor. No, there isn't.
My dad had a similar thing happen, and it didn't damage the truck very much, but you could no longer open one of the doors. So,
oh, really?
Or I guess that is damage, but I mean, it didn't wreck it and total it or anything. It was just, well, I guess you're going in the other side now.
Or climb through the window.
Right?
That could also work.
It's just my bad luck. Of course I should knock on that wood. I haven't hit one in a long time.
Uh-oh. But just jinxed yourself.
I know. Because I'm coming out to RC tomorrow.
Are you?
And I come out to see Mom, hanging out a little bit. So that'll be fun. A good time had by all.
Beautiful weather. Holy cow.
Right? Oh.
Cool in the morning.
Fantastic.
Beautiful, warm during the day. Low humidity.
Terry, yes, I know. Me and deer, they do not match well. I feel like it's the spirit of deer for the ones I killed when I used to gun deer hunt. Now they're coming after me.
Coming back after you?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, shoot. I better look out then.
As behind it. Oh my goodness gracious, that's fantastic. So Brady, I've got the UW parkour team coming on at 3:00. I cannot wait. They're jugglers.
Really?
Yeah, they came to our
Didn't know that was a thing.
It's like a new club 3 years ago. Yeah.
Very cool. What table, where were you at last night?
We had the Madison Night Market up and down State Street. So we had a booth there for the night market.
Nice.
That was fun.
They stopping by the studio or doing virtual?
No, they're coming in. They're coming. I got balls for them to juggle because we
Cool.
have these for our morning shows. They have John and Gordy in the morning swag, and then it has the station logo.
30 seconds.
These guys just came and picked up, started juggling. I'm like, whoa! Where did you learn how to do that? And but the next thing I knew, I had a guest.
20 seconds.
All right, here we go.
this day when I hear that song, I see you standing there on that lawn. Discount shades, store-bought tan, flip-flops and cut-off jeans.
Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. It is now 35 minutes past the hour of 2 o'clock on TGIF edition, May 9th. Glad to have you along. That music means our friend and ongoing contributor is not far behind. He is a 3-time Big Ten champion with Wisconsin Badgers as a premier fullback, and also spent 3 years in the NFL, and is quite the turkey hunter as well. Mr. Brady Ewing joins us via StreamYard from the old RC in the Driftless. Brady, how the heck are you?
Doing awesome, Todd. How are you today?
I'm in a great mood today. It's sunny here in Madison. I take it is up in Richland Center as well.
Oh yeah, sunshine and blue skies, just beautiful, cool in the mornings, sunny, warm during the day.
Right.
Turkey hunting weather, no doubt.
There you go. As the great sports reporter Mike Lucas is fond of saying, timely indeed. Because I asked Brady, I said, did we talk about turkey hunting last time? Maybe we touched on it. But then, yeah. Brady, you sent me photos. Take it away.
Yeah, so I had first season this year, which was a few weeks back, and got out only busy schedule with kids sports, and I had a work event that was right around the cheese con event we had talked about last time on the radio. So I only got out for like an hour before I left at like 7:30 one morning to head to CheeseCon, and actually called in a couple birds and passed on them, and had one of my boys with me. And then I had fourth season, which started on Wednesday. So got out a little bit early on Thursday morning with Banks, our third son, and able to call in another 2 toms off the roost and take one, and went through the whole gamut of cleaning it with the boys. And they're excited to eat the gizzard and the hearts and the liver, which I've never done. But what's
really?
Cool, yeah, I haven't done that, but
they're savages, Brady. They're savages.
They are hunter-gatherers for sure. I mean, they're out scouting for grasshoppers and earthworms. I mean, they'll do about anything, Todd. Yeah, it's good. So a liver and a gizzard is nothing for them. But this is the first time we've cleaned up the gizzard, and it's really cool. Most people probably know there's the little stones inside there that help the bird or the turkey, chickens have them as well, grind up some of the seeds and nuts and things that they'll eat on a regular basis. So the boys actually captured those stones, cleaned them up, and we're going to start saving them from all the turkeys in future years and put them in like a little vase, it sounds like.
Wow.
And it's going to be just a cool way to, remember that cool hunt together and honor the turkey, but have a little keepsake that we can sit around the house too.
That's amazing. That's great. I just think, you and your lovely wife Rachel have 4 boys. They're all fantastic and unique. But I just think this is, again, one of the great Wisconsin traditions of hunting and fishing and being outside. And I know you've said this before, but for me, as much it's about being out and enjoying and appreciating nature as much as actually harvesting something.
Absolutely. I mean, to spend some time with Banks and Booker earlier this season, still have plans later in some of these later seasons to get Bennett out there with me. I mean, that's really what it's all about. Hearing the birds start singing, the sun rising, and, get them up out of early and have them some treats and snacks in the blind. Like, that's more what it's about. Honestly, as I get older, I'd rather video, at least turkeys, call them in, video them, and just, let my boys try to call to them than necessarily harvest or get one. But it was a really cool experience, and excited that they're excited about it, and I can do that with them. It's such a blessing.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. Families that hunt or fish, that's great, or even hiking or whatever it is. I just find it, for me at least, as I get older, I'm older than you, obviously, but it clears my mind more. And I want to transition a little bit into that. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. And you've been very transparent and inspiring on this show before, talking about as you went through not only college football, but your time in the NFL and faced some adversity in the form of injuries in the NFL that you didn't really face a lot of, or at least not to that extent in the college time, and always appreciated that. And I wonder if we could talk just a little bit about, I want to give a plug to your former teammate and friend, Monte Ball, who one of the great Badger running backs of all time. I would argue one of the great fullbacks opened some of those holes for Monte, but we can discuss that later.
Premier fullbacks. Hey, you included the premier in the intro today. That was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. But Monte is going to be here in Madison next Wednesday. He's coming on our show. Thanks to you. We appreciate you hooking us up there with Monte. Monte will be here on the show on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, May 14th from 6 until 8:30, he's going to be downtown here in Madison at the Cooper's Tavern, right on the Capitol Square. And our old friend and former colleague, Kristen Bry, who is at, as they say, another network now, but more importantly, she still has her As Goes Wisconsin brand on her socials, and she writes for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. She's going to be the moderator for this. And so I just think it's going to be an extraordinary evening because Monte has been very transparent as well about his own struggles with mental health and addiction over the years and now recovery, and now is using that to help others. And I just think it's extraordinary.
It is. It's amazing. I mean, Monte's story as an athlete at Wisconsin and some of the things he did as a running back and as a teammate, I mean, those speak for themselves, but to see the way that he has, gone through challenges and been open and willing to talk about it and how it's shaped him and changed his life and his career as a football player, I think that's super inspiring because not only can he speak to the successes, like a lot of people come in different facets of their lives, but he can speak to those low points, which everybody at some point has struggles, whether it's mental health, whether it's, substance related issues. Monte has been super open about that. And I think it's inspiring because we all can draw strength from that when we have our own challenges. And Monte wants to help people do the same there.
Well, I think it's a great example of, the old Robin Roberts quote, her mom told her a long time ago, the mother's now deceased, but Robin Roberts of ABC and ESPN, she said, my mom used to tell me everybody's got something. And I think that's so true. We all go at varying degrees. We go through something. We have a history of a journey. But someone who is a D1 athlete and then goes on for a professional sports career, the magnifier, is a lot larger. Some of us go through those things and our close friends and family might know it. But when you're on the level that you and even to a larger degree Monte was, that's all amplified. What was it like going through those things with Monte, not just as a teammate, but a friend? I mean, he was in your wedding, right?
Yeah, he was there. He wasn't in the wedding.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Henry was one of
That's
the
right.
teammates that was a part of the ushering staff and things like that. But Monte was there and James White. Obviously, you feel for him. You want to be there to support him as a friend. Sometimes, especially in the NFL, distance becomes between you just because of where you're located, where you're playing, and where you're from, whatever the situation might be. And so to be able to have technology just to send an encouraging text, or at least know that the door is open, that if your friend, whether that's Monte or other people, need somebody to chat with, need somebody to talk through, not that I can provide all the answers or advice necessarily, but just to be a listening ear so that he and other people know that they're not alone. I think that's the important part. I know I've had to do that through my career, through injuries, different struggles that I've had personally. You reach out to people and you look for them to support you. And I guess that's hopefully what people draw from Monte is that if you're struggling with something, reach out to somebody, touch base with somebody. There's a lot of people that care about you. And so I think that's one blessing, also a curse that can come from the NFL that magnifies some of those issues because you're under a spotlight and you have that platform. At least people know what's going on, so then they can reach out to you and want to help. Oftentimes people go through those things in the dark and maybe they aren't a professional athlete and have that spotlight on them to where it really takes their self-confidence to just say, hey, I need help. I need somebody to talk to. I need to share what's going on in my life to then, help work to get to a better spot on that journey.
And I've said this before. I'm going to keep saying it because one of the greatest things was ever told to me. Susan Simon, one of the great anchors at Channel 3 here in Madison. I won't repeat the whole backstory, but she once tweeted me something because she had been transparent about being scammed. And, she said, I got taken. This was years ago. And I just said, hey, thanks for being transparent. And she tweeted back and she said, you can get through anything as long as you know you're not alone. And boy, that's just something I've carried with me. I've passed it on to others. You just said it, Brady. I think it's so important that no matter how bleak things seem, no matter what we're facing, whether it's depression, whether it's poor mental health, whether it's addiction, it may seem at times like there's no out, and there is, as long as you know you're not alone facing it alone. Brady, I know that we're talking to Brady Ewing, former fullback for the Wisconsin Badger football team, three-time Big Ten champion, 3 years in the NFL. Brady, I know you now in the private sector, you travel around the state. You do speaking, particularly to high school athletes or young people. You do some coaching as well. And people would like to get in contact with Brady. He's on the socials. It's Brady, Bradie Ewing, Ewing. When you talk to kids, Brady, and part of your program that you're doing, do you feel connection when you kind of let down the guard and you let these kids know that for all the great highs, there are challenges too? Hearing that from someone to know that life isn't always just 100% perfect, do you feel a connection there?
I do, and honestly, that's probably one of what keeps me doing it. And some of the most rewarding parts of it is getting a chance to interact with whether it's students or student athletes or business folks, and you let that guard down. I think that creates an immediate connection because oftentimes, and I did it, I'm even guilty of it, is looking at people in the NFL or as college athletes, depending on which stage you're in, and you feel like they have their whole life together because they're competing at the college level and they're getting a college education and have a scholarship or whatever that may be. But I think you realize really quick is that people are just people. Everybody has something going on, as whether relationship stuff or whatever it may be. So I think when you're able to share that and then shed light on the fact that that's the case all around, I think people have the ability to want to connect with you and share their story. And that has just been such a blessing to be able to speak from some of my experiences and what I've learned to that and how it might be able to help them as they're going through whatever they're going through, whether that's a family member having cancer, whether that's struggles with injuries, some of those things that I've gone through in my journey.
I think it's so important what you just said, that connection, letting people know that it's okay not to be okay. And for people who might have a life that few of us, the small percentage that gets to go to the NFL, the small percentage that ends up as a D1 athlete, as a starter on any team, a lot of times we as fans or whatever can look and say, oh, they must have the world by the John and Cordy balls here. They're going to be juggled in the next section. But
there you go.
But, and a lot of it is cool. But I think my time at Platteville and being around those teams, particularly basketball and Bo Ryan, and then just seeing, having the honor to be at your reception for you and Rachel at your wedding, and seeing Aaron Henry and Monte Ball and James White, they're just people. We're all just people.
Yeah.
And we all bleed the same. We all cry the same. And it's fantastic that you let the guard down and connect with these kids, because they need to hear that.
Yeah, I love it. And I think that is what's super special about sport is we've talked about it before, but you're on this journey together. And so it creates a bond amidst all of these different backgrounds and experiences to chase one goal.
Yeah, absolutely. More information on the Monte Ball event on the other side. We'll tell you how to get tickets. You're not going to want to miss it. And more with Brady Ewing. Don't go anywhere. It's the Todd Allbaugh Show for a Friday on the Civic Media. Ready now.
Springsteen.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
So, yeah, you bet, Todd. So it sounds like Monte would be interested in coming on some other time with both
That'd
of
be
us.
Awesome. That'd be great. I would love that.
So,
yeah,
I'm excited to tune in Tuesday. I don't think I'll be able to listen live, but I'll listen to it recorded. And have you guys been able to work out the details on it?
Yeah, we texted, and I said we could do it via StreamYard, or if you want to come into the studio, and he's like, yeah, let's do it in person. So he's going to be sitting here on Tuesday.
Good.
So
very cool.
Yeah, super cool. Cannot wait. I'm just looking here.
Everybody wants the same thing from their mattress. A good night's rest, am I right?
Zommers, help me out because you're smart and young. So Kristen sent me this. The organization is Journey Mental Health Center, but the event is on Everbright. So or Eventbrite? Sorry,
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. See, this is why I have young people around. So do I tell people go to Eventbrite, or how shall I, or Journey Mental Health Center on Facebook?
To those who have lost everything. The Army National Guard always responds when disaster strikes. The Army National Guard also trains to be ever vigilant.
Just a second. I'm working.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to. I'm thinking Journey Mental Health Center.
I wouldn't say on Facebook though. I would say their website,
All right.
which is just journeymhc.org.
MHC.
Yep, for Mental Health Center. But I don't see. Let me see here.
Do you see it on there?
Join the Army
No.
National Guard and be there to respond, protect, and support your community and your country. Visit
Well, we'll figure it out by Tuesday, but.
Or wait, no. Yes, it is. Okay.
Is it?
So, it's on journeymhc.org.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look under Join Us, it's in there.
Join Us.
So,
All right.
yes.
All right, cool. Thank you. I'm sure Kristen has it in her stuff, but I got to be a little careful. They'll dig me. Although we have permission to talk about this, so
that's true.
Yeah.
Monitoring nests, wildlife games, service, art projects, and more. Details at
All right, what do you want to talk about next, Brady?
Are you ready to crack open?
I'd be interested to dive into the NIL stuff in high school.
Cool. Yeah.
They've also added unlimited contact periods with student athletes for high school athletics now, which is different, a big change across all sports. So they passed a bunch of new stuff.
All right, cool.
30 seconds.
All right, and 988, right, Summers? That's the number, that mental health number. All right.
When I think about you, I think about 17. I think about my old Jeep. I think about the stars in the sky. Funny how a melody sounds like a memory, like a soundtrack to a July Saturday night. Springsteen.
You see a white Dodge Ram with the truck windows rolled down, winding around Highway 56, playing that song. It might be me. I'm just saying this weekend. It might be me, or it could be Brady in his Jeep. Either way.
It's a perfect song for this time of year to roll the windows down and just jam through downtown Richland Center.
My song to drive on the country roads and I won't call it singing, but is Dwight Yoakam, 1,000 Miles from Nowhere, but the acoustic version. Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
It's just,
I'll have to check out the acoustic version. I know the regular version.
Dwight Yoakam played in Richland Center during one of the last Star Spangled celebrations. It was a great show.
I remember that. I remember that.
Dwight Yoakam, the acoustic album, 1,000 Miles from Nowhere. Huh. You're not going to go wrong.
Star Spangled had some bangers back in the day. I mean, there was some big artists that came to, good old small town Wisconsin to perform. It was pretty impressive.
It was great. All right, before we wrap up this chat, again, Brady's former teammate, and I believe, didn't Monte Ball just get elected to the College Football Hall of Fame, if memory serves, I believe.
I believe you're right on that.
Yeah, and also the NFL.
Wisconsin Hall of Fame as well.
Yes, absolutely. And we're lobbying for Brady to get there soon, so we'll work on that. I'm serious.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Monte Ball, former Badger and NFL player, is going to be here in Madison next Wednesday with our old friend Kristen Bry from Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, and she is going to be the moderator. It's called a Fireside Chat, Monte Ball and Kristen Bry, and it is a fundraiser for Monte's foundation helping mental health and for Journey Mental Health Center for Mental Health Awareness Month. If you would like to get tickets to it, I'm already got mine. I will be there, so come on down and say hi to me, and of course the star of the evening, Monte Ball. You could go to journeymhc.org. So it's journeymhc.org, and then find the Join Us tab. Click on that, and you can find your tickets there. But it's next Wednesday from 6 until 8:30 at Cooper's Tavern, and Monte will be here sitting right next to us in the studio on Tuesday and talk more about this event. And of course, if you or someone that you know needs help with mental health, the number you can text or call is 988. Again, 988. Very, very important. Brady, big news. We talked to your brother Brandon, who filled in for you a couple of weeks ago here.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of you first because I thought Brady has already got almost a complete basketball team, 4 boys. And I'm thinking, is the NIL starting now for the Ewing brothers now that Wisconsin WIAA has passed NIL in Wisconsin?
Haven't started formally soliciting bids yet, but
okay,
it is, man, it's hard to fathom that is trickling down to the high school level now. And we've talked a lot about it at the college level and just the challenges it brings for different schools and enforcing things. And it's going to be interesting to see how it rolls out at the high school level and how that impacts, different schools. I think Brandon mentioned it on the show, I heard it somewhere, but I do think it's going to start to create, if you have a great athlete in a smaller, less marketable community, drawing parallels to professional athletics, much like the Brewers are, compared to an LA Dodgers or New York Yankees. A lot of those marketable players want to get to bigger markets. And so it'll be interesting to see how that impacts how kids are opening and rolling or transferring at the high school level to try to maximize their financial output at a young level. Or maybe it won't really impact at all. I mean, it's hard for me to think about how that's going to be. What's how realistic that is to implement at the high school level.
I've heard that they're not, like, if you're a car dealership and you're already giving to the booster club of the high school, you're not allowed to participate in NIL. But I don't know, maybe I'm just a pessimist, but it seems to me that the best players, both boys and girls of whatever sport, I feel like there's going to be like a 5% cream of the crop that's going to do very well. But I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong on that. It's going to be fat. There's so many changes happening at the high school level that, much like they do, trickle down from the college level. And, one that we mentioned during the break was this extended, basically no limits to the contact period that high school athletes can have with coaches now. So, look at high school athletes, the ones that take it seriously and involved a lot of different things. They're pulled in different directions by multiple sports, and then their club teams. So just a lot of different things trickling down to make these kids kind of grow up quicker and make bigger decisions for the 5%, the cream of the crop, like you said.
1 minute left. As a dad, does that give you pause? You think, wow, when my boys, if they choose to do this, get to where I was at that, it's just going to be a different world?
It doesn't, honestly. Like,
really? All right.
It doesn't give me pause. I think I try to look at it more as a learning opportunity. It's like, okay, it's going to be a great opportunity for me to sit down and just have real world conversations with them early. And, in all reality, they're probably not even going to be in a position where that's going to impact them. Yeah. And, hopefully they are, if they're passionate about sport and that's something they want to pursue, they'll have those types of opportunities. But in reality, the odds are against them. So if we happen to get that chance, it'll be a great learning opportunity to teach them, to help them navigate that from what I've learned and some of the relationships that I have. And otherwise, we can sit back and do whatever they're passionate about and pursue that.
All right. Well, when they get to the point, maybe we can. Maybe I can put a word in a civic media. We can do a little NIL deal. We'll see. I'm not sure.
There we go. All right. It's contractual. It's done.
I have no authority here. Believe me. But if it were up to me, I would say yes. Now, Brady, very quickly, you've been to the civic media Brewer seats. Nice, right?
Awesome. Yeah, as long as it's not too hot,
we went. It was.
But we had the air conditioning to go to.
See, it's in the club level. Text the word "text" right now to the Civic Media app to be eligible to win May 16th tickets to AmFam against Minnesota. TEXT. Text right now on the Civic Media app. Brady, thank you so much. Have a great day, my friend.
Thanks for having me, Todd. Thanks, Thomas.
Always a pleasure. See you around
Appreciate
RCs.
you guys.
Stay tuned next. All right. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I'm gonna tune in on YouTube as I finish out my workday
Yes.
so I can see the
The
jugglers.
guys are here. The guys
Should
are
be
here
fun, yeah.
in the green room or
Awesome.
the lobby. All right.
Green room. See you guys.
Exactly. Bye.
See ya.
Tufts University student was swept off the streets by masked ICE agents in
That was
March
great.
as neighbors nervously looked on. Trump administration officials say Rumeysa Ozturk lost her right to remain in the U.S. when she co-wrote an op-ed in her student newspaper urging Tufts to divest from firms with ties to Israel. A federal judge in Vermont has now ruled she must be released on bond from detention in Louisiana while her immigration case proceeds, saying her jailing amounted to an egregious First Amendment violation. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
President Trump, in a social media post, says he would be okay to hike taxes on some wealthy Americans. It comes as House Republicans are working to finalize a budget bill. A day after the first American pope was elected to lead the Catholic Church, Pope Leo holding a mass for the College of Cardinals in the Sistine Chapel. The Vatican says his inaugural mass will be May 18th at St. Peter's. This is ABC News.
Your news, conversations, and a whole lot of fun. It's all on your local Civic Media radio station or the Civic Media app.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. An update on the Abundant Life school shooting. The father of the shooter has been arrested. Ever since it happened December 16th, Madison police said they would investigate how she obtained the gun she used to kill 2 people and hurt 6 more. Police say her dad, Jeffrey Rucknow, bought 2 guns in Dane County, and at least one of them was a gift for her. Acting Police Chief John Patterson.
The items recovered were disturbing, they were alarming, and they would have led any average person to the concern of violence. 2 guns, a 9mm and a .22 caliber firearm, along with magazines and ammunition, were recovered at the school.
Rupp now faces 2 counts of providing a dangerous weapon to someone under 18 and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Those are both felonies. Police say he's cooperating with the investigation. We also learned the father was made aware of his daughter engaging in high-risk behavior online at least 2 years before the shooting.
A clear fascination with mass violence, with school shootings, and with weapons.
The shooter killed 14-year-old Ruby Vergara and teacher Aaron West. She shot 6 others. 4 were released from the hospital shortly thereafter. 1 was in the hospital for about a month and then got to go home. The 6th student is still at American Family Children's Hospital. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway talked about all the families at ALCS impacted.
This is something that every single one of those kids and their parents and their families, all of the teachers and the staff and their families have to live with for the rest of their lives. And I think in talking to folks, it's really day by day.
The United Way fundraising account for the ALCS community is still active and accepting donations. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. You're listening to 92.7 WMDX News.
Milwaukee heads to Florida for a 3-game series. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kuska filling in for Mike Clemens. After taking 2 of 3 games from the Houston Astros this week to get back to 500, the Brewers are taking on the Tampa Bay Rays for a 3-game set this weekend. The Rays are currently on a 3-game losing streak and sit 5 games below 500. Milwaukee is 3 games back.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. How's that? Is that too loud or
sounds good, yeah.
too loud?
No, sounds good.
All right. So when you talk, just kind of pull the. If I tell people, you kind of have to eat the microphone. So,
Okay.
Yeah, you get kind of close to it like
I
that.
actually like the flavor of this.
That's fantastic. Oh, we got 2 minutes left. So
Karen
choose an intro song or no?
on
Okay, can we
YouTube
get-
says, "Hi, Jake."
Oh, that's my mom.
Your mom's watching. Look at this.
Oh, that's amazing. Hi, mom.
That's awesome. Okay, we could get Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie going.
All right.
Good tune.
So Jake, what's your last name?
Aminia. Aminia.
Aminia. All right. And Honor, what's your last name?
Hicks, Hicks.
Aminia and Hicks. All right, I'll try not to murder them.
Yeah, it's like a law. That's like a law firm. Aminia and Hicks.
That really is.
LLP. We will not be providing any legal advice on this.
We will.
episode.
You don't think you can provide
Actually, we
legal
will.
advice?
Legal
But
advice,
it's-
medical advice. dating advice. Who knows?
Really? Now, if we could start. You guys have a podcast here.
Yeah, I mean, the joke is we basically do everything except for actual parkour. So
really,
and then sometimes actual
sometimes
parkour.
actual parkour,
Some actual.
but, you know, sometimes we just.
But
Like
we don't put ourselves in a box.
We don't put ourselves.
That's
in
good.
A box. Although maybe
we
if
do
learn from Sarah
in the
Grady,
literal sense.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
we
may
learn
put
some
ourselves in
contortionism
boxes.
and then we put it in boxes. But
My sister's big on contortionists.
yeah.
She went to Disney and saw whatever the contortionists are.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah, we have some a friend over at gymnastics.
Yeah.
There's a contortionist. Bro.
Yeah, she is.
She was.
She was in a
Really?
circus.
Get out.
Yeah, she
Like
just
legit, for real.
She contortionizes. I don't know. How to
Yeah.
A contortionizer.
Yeah,
I
she
did
does.
not know this.
Yeah, she's really amazing. She does, whatever the
Incredible
She
stuff.
like, lays on the thing. Her legs go over like the front, just like that.
About
Are we still talking
30 seconds.
contortion?
Yeah, no, she's very flexible. She's always like, I remember. So we were in,
we gotta go. We're going.
20 seconds. And yeah, I'm going to.
We'll tell you all
I'm
about.
gonna have
it
the
when we're
intro
live.
music
Yeah.
and then bring in the song that they asked for.
All right, cool.
Just so you know.
That's fine. All right, thanks.
Live from the Civic Media World Headquarters in Madison, Wisconsin, it's the Todd Allbaugh Show. And now, pursuing truth wherever it may lead, here's your host, Todd Allbaugh.
Across Wisconsin on the Civic Media Radio Network and streaming worldwide on the Civic Media app. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome into hour number 2 of the program. 6 minutes past the hour of 3 o'clock. It is Friday, TGIF, May 9th, 2025. It is a great day to be Wisconsinite. Welcome in. Zomer's on the board. Already got the tunes going. Not off my Spotify, but our guests, very excited, Zomers. Very, very excited. I said at the top of the show, we had our Madison Night Market. And this is the thing, this is the great thing about living in Madison and being out and about, is you never know who you're going to meet. So we're down there and just minding our own business, getting ready to close up, and a couple, 3 young guys come by to spin the wheel. And one of them picks up the John and Gordy's balls, well, the juggling balls, and they start
The stress balls.
The stress balls, thank you, and start juggling. And I said, wait, what's going on here? And they said, well, we're part of Badger Parkour. I said, explain. 2 minutes later, we got guests for today. That's how you book a guest, Summers.
You
just
never
go out
know
and
who you're
talk-
gonna run into.
You just go out and talk to people. So joining us here, if you're not watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, whichever platform you want, Civic Media or the Todd Allbaugh Show, get yourself there now because you got to see the visual of this thing. We have members here in the studio sitting right next to me of the Badger Parkour team. It is Jake Aminia. All right, Jake Aminia and Honor Hicks here at both University of Wisconsin Badgers. Guys, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us.
And so just light up just a little bit more.
On the Todd Show here.
Yeah.
We should just rename it the Todd Show. So I can't thank you enough because this is just spur of the moment. I was enormously impressed with you guys last night. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And you're both. So Jake, you're graduating this this weekend?
Yeah, I mean tomorrow I have my graduation ceremony in the morning, and then I'm off.
What's
I'm
your
gone.
major? What's your major?
I'm graduating with a master's in data science, so I'm a data science major.
Wow.
And then I also did my undergrad here in computer science.
Are you from Wisconsin?
No, I'm not. I'm originally from LA.
LA?
Yeah, California, across the country, but now
Wow.
I'm here in Madison.
We did the show last fall from USC.
No way.
Yeah, because Badgers played out there.
Yeah,
we
that's amazing.
got our butts kicked, but we played, but we did the show there. So that's great. And so your master's degree is what you're graduating in?
Yeah.
Then what's next?
I'm gonna work.
In what? Do you know yet? You have a job, or are you just winging it?
I'd say a little bit of both. So I'm gonna be going into solutions engineering, which is kind of like a mix of technology and sales. Let's just say
Solutions engineering.
It's not as cool as it sounds.
It
Obviously.
sounds very cool. All right. Well,
We'll
very
see.
good. All right. Honor, tell us where you're from.
I'm from Carthage, North Carolina, so the other coast actually.
North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
We have international guest summers now.
International? I don't know
Well,
if that-
national. North Carolina. And what? So you wanted to come here, and what are you studying?
Yeah, I'm an undergrad here for entomology, which is the study of insects. For those that are not aware.
We've had an entomologist on the show.
Really? Really?
From UW. He's a really he's called the bug guy at UW.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and he was on the show last year because we did a show down in a garden center. It was really interesting.
I'll have to keep my eye out for that.
What did we talk about? Cicadas. We talked about cicadas last year.
That's
Yeah,
a good
that was a
topic.
PJ Leach
Right?
was his name.
PJ,
And yes,
PJ Leach.
PJ Leach.
Yeah,
Okay,
look him up.
PJ Leach, write that
he's
down.
the
will.
director of the UW-Madison Insect Diagnostic Lab.
There you go. So you're studying,
Gotcha.
and so what do you want to do when you graduate? Do you know yet?
I'm not too sure.
But you have time.
Yeah, I knew some entomologists back home, and the stuff they said all was really fascinating. So I'm really excited to kind of get deeper into that field. I'm still taking most of my gen eds now and really just touching upon the surface of entomology. But
All right, cool. Well, both my godsons are graduates at UW-Madison. I never had the brains to get into Madison, but I'm a huge Badger fan, as our viewers and listeners know. So it's always great to have young Badgers on the show. So I appreciate you stopping by. Now, I looked you up on Insta last night. That's what the kids call Instagram. I went to Insta last night, and because I'm like, are these guys just spoofing me, or is this? No, it's real. Tell us how you
real.
started the Badger Parkour Club.
So Badger Parkour is about 2 years old now. We actually started it almost precisely 2 years ago. This would have been in May, late April, early May of 2023. I, along with my former vice president, who was also from North Carolina, different part.
Really?
His name was Connor, amazing gentleman. He and I were kind of just friends. We were hanging around one day on Library Mall on the grass. I was like, let's start a parkour club. And he goes, okay, sure. And so I go on win.wisc.edu, the Wisconsin Involvement Network, how you start student organizations. I'm like, oh, like how do you start a club? And you just go on the website, you fill out a form, and 2 days later
You're a club.
We're a club. So Connor wrote up he drew a nice logo. If you guys see right there,
Look
the
at that.
little W there, it's very
Very cool.
nicely drawn.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the t-shirts later.
All right.
I mean, I had never done parkour before per se.
Really?
And Connor was not big on parkour, but he was more of like our behind the scenes guy. He was a great vice president, social media manager. He's really one of the reasons we kind of got popular, and that was it. And so Connor graduated over winter break. And so Honor and Carter, you saw him yesterday. He actually has already moved out. He took his last final and he's gone. So shout out Carter.
Peace out already.
Yeah, we really wanted him to come to this show. It would have been amazing. But basically, I recruited them in from the gymnastics club. Honor is extremely talented at flips and stuff. Extremely talented. So the two of them are going to be taking over the club next year. But basically, we've had a few members here and there. Next year, they're going to focus on expanding and really getting themselves more entrenched as a long-standing organization.
So, Honor, tell folks that might not know like parkour, what the world is this. Explain to somebody on the street what parkour is.
So parkour is a pretty broad definition, and oftentimes people think of The Office. There's a pretty famous scene there.
Our colleague, when I told him I have parkour guys on, that's what he talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of similar actually to what we do is kind of similar to what you have seen on The Office, but as a whole, it's very different. It's more about just different types of movement involving like acrobatics, quick ways to access certain points or move through spaces, a little bit of climbing. It's very free form and very open, but it's basically a discipline of movement.
The way I described it at the top of the show was go to your favorite Marvel movie or whatever, and every time the superheroes are like doing back kicks and flip, like you guys actually do this stuff to a degree.
That's true. We are actually certified
Right?
Marvel superheroes.
Right here, ladies and gentlemen, the first on the show, Marvel superheroes.
It's true.
Jake and Honor.
We have Bugman and Jake Man. I don't know a cool name. Computer Man.
Now, one of your posts on Insta, you're doing parkour with Bucky himself, Bucky
That's
Badger.
true. This guy right here.
Really?
Buckington Ham Badger. Funny enough, that was one of our least popular posts of all time.
I thought it was fantastic.
I know.
Jake
I mean,
was
so like this is
mad
not
about
something
that.
that happens in the wild naturally. Bucky doesn't just let you do flips over him doing a headstand.
Right.
But we love Bucky. Bucky loves us actually in more ways than we can say right now. But and so he and I were. I mean, we didn't talk. He doesn't talk obviously, but I can kind of understand his hand movements. And he showed up to an event and he was like. Because he knew me from Badger Parkour. Bucky Badger is a really huge fan of Badger Parkour, so he wanted me to do a flip. I did the flip. We posted it, got 15 likes, which is, 15 is more than maybe zero, but like we had a post of us. We went to Target at the Hilldale Shopping Center. They have like a little tiny pond out front.
You guys were
and they have
fishing.
koi fish. Yeah, we were fishing, so I got a little fishing rod. We got some sharp cheddar cheese, and I thought maybe, I don't know, the koi fish like cheddar cheese. And so, I just cast the fishing rod into the little pond. I mean, this is like a puddle size thing, and these, they have orange koi fish. We didn't catch anything, but that one got like 35 likes. So apparently,
is it legal to fish for koi?
Oh no, not at all.
Probably not.
That's
no, it is not.
exactly what I love about it.
But so yeah. I mean, I guess the people really enjoy us like doing silly things, but when we do things that
Not
are actually
flipping over
impressive,
Bucky.
they're not. Yeah, I don't know.
But now
we liked it though.
I thought it was a great post because I'm, like I said, I'm a big Bucky Badger fan, Badger fan. So parkour, it's. I mean, you guys are in fantastic shape, but you're also, as I understand, part of the UW. Madison doesn't have a D1 division gymnastics team, but they have a club team, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And you're both part of that?
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
he's
how we
actually
met.
the incoming secretary. He's next year. He was elected by the gymnastics members. He's going to be secretary of the gymnastics club. I think he's qualified to talk about that a little more than I am.
And you both did it in high school?
No,
actually,
we're both completely new to
self-taught,
gymnastics.
joined in college.
Yeah.
So you started parkour and gymnastics in college?
Yeah, completely.
Basically, yeah.
So I started my senior year.
Did you do sports in high school?
Yes.
He ran track in high school. I did non-competitive. I played Minecraft though.
Great.
Not as a sport though.
We're both a little self-taught in regards to like some flips and like tricks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But this like our year here has really, or my year here in his
right.
Like when did you join the gymnastics club?
My senior year, so
His
last
senior
year.
So this is his second year.
Yeah.
Where we've really been able to be a part of the gymnastics club and Badger Parkour and really let our
we
skills
compete
flourish.
with the gymnastics club.
That's amazing. That's that's just super cool. I think it's a great experience.
States and everything.
Part of, I mean, to me, college, as I look back, it wasn't just the stuff in the classroom, but it's all the activities and things and the interaction with fans. Apparently, we've had a camera go down, but Zommers is on it. Thank God. Look at that. See,
perfect.
Best in the business.
Amazing.
Look at that. All right. So as we go to break here, guys, we've got about 2 minutes, and we'll bring you back and talk and do a few more things. One of the things that caught my eye yesterday was juggling. Is that traditionally a part of parkour, or is that something you add in?
It's traditionally a part of Badger Parkour.
That's precisely
nice.
The case.
That's a great answer. All right. Well, which is the better juggler?
I would say we each do different things better.
But
at
Jake
juggling.
Jake is the one that taught me how to juggle. So
really,
but it's one of those things where like I will be the guy who knows the thing. I'm like, oh hey, Honor, you should try this, and then in like 5 minutes, he's already better than me.
I don't know if you need the headsets off or not, but you can stand up here. Is there enough room?
Oh
I mean,
yeah, easily. I mean,
really?
we have plenty of room.
All right. Well, here now.
There's a lot of things we can do.
Zommers, we have some juggling music standing by here. So
we brought our own tennis balls as well.
See, they brought their own. So bring your own balls. So there you go. All right. Very good.
Everywhere. Really.
Headsets off.
Right.
Okay. I could kind of do one of these.
Oh, look at this. All right, here we go, Zommers. For those watching or listening on the radio without the video, these guys are fantastic. Oh my God, Jake's throwing up and down. Look at that. Look at that. They're incredible. They got 3 balls. They're doing great. They got tennis balls under the leg. Jake's got under the leg. I mean, this is nuts. Oh, here we go, back and forth. This is like back and forth juggling. All right, well, now we've broken the.
We're good. We're good.
That's great. That's well done.
Thank you.
Absolutely well done. That is great. Because see, I've always wanted to juggle, but I'm a terrible juggler.
Oh, you can learn.
Maybe we'll teach you later.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Fantastic.
Different time next time we come on.
We'll have juggling lessons once a month on this show. How about that, Zommers?
With Badger Parkour.
Yeah, right. All right, well, we got to do a little business and take a break here. But I guess we got a minute or so left. The shirt. Let's talk about the shirt.
Oh, the shirt. Yeah, and if you folks want to see
very
it,
good at coming up with designs for the shirts.
We have new designs coming for next year.
Nice.
But if you'll see, it says, so we have the logo on top, and then the shirt says, "Don't ask me about Badger Parkour."
I think that's great.
And so you'll see people with like sort of different shirts. Maybe if they like ascribe to a particular like group or ideology, they'll say, "Ask me about whatever. Ask me about veganism, whatever." Like people are passionate. And so we thought, okay, well,
slide up just a little bit.
If we were to say, "Oh, ask me about Badger Parkour," that would be a little pretentious, no? So we're gonna say, "Don't ask me about Badger Parkour," and it's kind of silly, and people will be like, "Oh, so what's Badger Parkour?" And we'll just say, "Can't you see the shirt?" And then we don't answer them.
You don't answer?
Nope.
Like you don't just take the opportunity to recruit new members.
No, it's sort of like a you have to be invited into the club. This is obviously a joke.
Well, then they can go
We welcome all people of all
abilities.
All
They can
abilities.
remember to
Actually,
Google it.
we had a girl who was in crutches who signed up for Badger Parkour at the org fair last year.
That's the tease. We'll finish the story on the other side. We're talking Badger Parkour is a TGIF edition of the Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. Like the guy, plumber in Madison says, I can't believe my ears. They sound like great jugglers. Terry Barrow, thank you, Terry. Yeah, see, Terry does our slice of Wisconsin. Here's our slice of Wisconsin right here, everybody.
Also, superhero Data Man.
Data Man. That's pretty good. You don't like that? No, it's failed.
I feel like
Jake,
I'm not
Jake is
qualified
saying
to
no.
be Data Man.
Nope. So what happened to the other camera, Zomer?
It froze. I don't know. Oh, it looks like it is working now.
Maybe because my computer went off. I don't know. Whoa, that's very.
We got a bunch of angles though.
Right, yeah. See,
Yeah, now it's working.
All right, well, we'll see if we can. If there's not enough room to do anything else in here, really. Right?
Yeah. Well, you could argue that.
Yeah. I mean, depends.
You
on
think there is
what
room?
you decide.
We've done more with less. We've done more.
Really?
With
Yeah.
less.
All right,
Yeah.
well, we'll see.
We'll think about it.
All right, think about it. Ruminate over it. We got a minute and a half left.
Definitely room, though.
I mean,
right there.
yeah, like this is
Definitely
not,
room.
we could actually absolutely do it.
All right, so
We'll keep it simple. We'll
just
keep it
don't
safe.
hurt yourself.
Oh, of course.
No
we
hurting
don't want
ourselves.
we don't want any injuries or lawsuits here.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll be.
We won't sue.
We'll do it on our own volition.
All right, very good. Appreciate that.
This is amazing though. I'm loving this
Oh,
radio show.
so Brady Ewing, who played football for the Badgers,
Okay.
and then
Go
spent 3
Badgers,
years
by the way.
spent 3 years in the NFL. He was on the show before you guys, and he's asking for flips.
Okay.
We will absolutely
We'll deliver.
Whoa,
show some flips for
Brady,
for Mr. Ewing.
Brady. Brady says these guys are hilarious. See?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really wish we had met you earlier, Todd. At least, I mean, he's got 3 years left
30
here.
seconds.
That's fine.
Where are you going? You can come back.
I'm
Come
going
back
to
and
Chicago.
visit.
I'll be back. Yeah,
Oh,
I'll come
Chicago.
visit.
Were you recruited by the Pope?
No, I was not.
Okay.
I decided to move there before he became the Pope.
All right, 15 seconds.
All right.
But we'll have him back every now and then.
Yeah.
Visit me.
Fantastic.
I'll come back.
All right, here we go. Pursuing truth wherever it may lead and having fun doing it. Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network, all across the great state of Wisconsin. Coming up after the bottom of the hour news, Mr. Peter Rapine, managing editor of E-Bombs World. News of the wild, wacky, and hilarious stupid humans doing stupid things once every other week. Peter Rapine is in with those headlines, so you want to stay tuned for that. But right now, not wacky and stupid, but talented and gifted humans right here in our studios in the world headquarters of Civic Media. At the table with me are the members of Badger Parkour here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Jake Amenia and Honor Hicks are here, and they've already juggled for us. Guys, I just love this. The parkour club, you're gymnasts as well. Right before the break, you said that people of all abilities can do this. You said you had a woman join on crutches?
Yeah, so that was before Honor was the vice president. That would have been last year. And that was she signed up. She did not come to the practices, but I just sometimes at the student organization fairs, I like to see how many people I can convince to at least sign up, because people are very nervous. They're like, "Oh, parkour, that's funny." But then they walk away. I'm like, okay, listen, just give me 5 seconds. I'll give you the spiel. And every person who comes to talk to me leaves happier than they were before, even if they don't end up joining the club forever.
In all seriousness, we were having fun, but in all seriousness, that actually is what struck me about the two of you and your other friend last night. You guys were just like outgoing. You were friendly. You were positive. I mean, we were talking to Brady Ewing, former Wisconsin Badger himself, in the last segment about Mental Health Awareness Month, I would think that parkour is great for mental health.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a good way to, for us to express ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
but besides that, it's a great way to get involved with other people.
That's a big one.
That's really what we're about. It's not about the execution, the moves, like what we're doing specifically. It's about where it takes us. And like it took us to your stand last night, and many others.
We met other people last night.
Really?
And so we
We
had a
met the
great
juggling
time.
club, the Madison area jugglers too. We just met.
Really?
Them. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were doing like pins and glow
Crazy
balls. And they
stuff.
had like 7 in the air. It's crazy.
What's the most dangerous thing you've juggled so far?
I don't do anything dangerous.
No knives.
Quite
No,
frankly, no
no
knives,
flames.
no flames.
Nope. All right.
No tax
Staplers.
documents or anything.
Tax documents. He's
Nothing-
juggling
nothing-
tax
nothing
documents, ladies
dangerous
and
like
gentlemen.
that,
Now, the IRS will come after you if you do that. Believe me, I know. All right. Well, so now we have a request. We have about 4 minutes left here in the segment. I wish I could keep you all hour, but we got Ray playing in the wings. We got to get into wacky human stuff.
Yeah.
But here now, our old friend Brady Ewing watching a former Badger. He's played in NFL. But he cannot do a flip, I don't believe. And he's you guys. To me, it seems like I'm not sure we have space. But can we get a flip?
Absolutely.
Plenty of
Honor could absolutely do a flip right now.
All right.
And then we'll see if they want me to also do one after. But we're going
All
to
right.
sort of the
Well,
flip
you can
expert
take
here.
the headphones off and kind of rearrange things here. So here we go. I will do my best for those listening on radio.
see
We
if
have
someone can camera angle.
Jake Amenia and Honor Hicks, members of the Badger Parkour team here. Are you going to try to do it with a headphone on?
Oh no, I'm
You
just.
can't,
I
you
was
can't
just
do it with a headphone on.
I'm
All
just
right.
gonna watch
So
him
and this
for
is a small space. I would say it's 4 feet by 4 feet, maybe. Maybe.
You can just
Be
you can
careful.
easily hit a tuck there.
All right. Let's see. Here we go. Anytime you're ready. Here we go. Oh my God! I mean, that was like Simone Biles, for God's sake. It was. I mean, you didn't move more than 12 inches down there on the floor.
He's really good, guys.
That's amazing.
He's
That's
a freshman too. Imagine what he's going to be like in 3 years.
Oh, I'm excited.
How long did it take you to get to do that?
So backflip.
Sorry, I forget the microphone.
Should we sit back down?
Yeah, that's fine. So
Amazing.
how long does it take you to do that? Or to learn how to do that?
Well, for me personally, it took a while to kind of build up to doing flips. But when I decided to send them, it went by really fast. It took me like 2 tries. But
Is
that
it
was
all the
after.
legs, or is there like back strength and hip strength?
It's mostly
technique.
determined by
Big-
how high you can jump at first.
Really?
So we've actually been able to teach a lot of people. So
Yeah.
when you're learning on your own, it's very difficult, especially if you don't have equipment, if you're not in a gym.
Yeah.
Right? It's not safe to just, if you've never done a backflip, don't just try to do one. It's a terrible idea. Don't ever.
You hear that, Zommers?
Never,
Don't try
ever,
it. Yeah.
ever.
All right.
Oh, I was not going to.
If you
Anyway.
have gymnastics friends at a gymnastics gym with foam and mats and trampolines and stuff, and people who know what they're doing, which we've done, we've taught people in as short as like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
If
some
they're
people
athletic
pick it
enough,
up
Yeah, it's
instantly.
crazy.
Some people it takes them weeks, months.
Like
even.
our friend
That's amazing.
Cam, he got it eventually, but it took him a few months.
Brady Ewing, by the way, watching says, "Wow, those guys are great."
Thank you.
there
Thank you,
go.
Brady. It's
There you go.
great to hear.
From Badger to Badger, right there.
There you go.
All right, so let's plug the org. If we have people or parents or whoever listening, and somebody wants to get involved in Badger Parkour at UW-Madison, how do they do it?
So probably the easiest way that is going to be the most direct form of contact is find us on Instagram at Badger Parkour and just shoot us a message.
Yeah.
We ideally will be at the org fair, and you will see us around campus. And please come
Absolutely.
speak to us.
Yeah.
But the Instagram is probably going to be the easiest way to get in direct contact with us.
All right, is there a fee to join or
Not at all. No
Nothing.
dues.
Absolutely nothing.
No fees.
And if you forget the Instagram, you can find us anywhere. We have a website, badgerparkour.com. It's nothing fancy. It just has pictures of us, and it links to the Instagram. You can go search on Google Badger Parkour. You can search on ChatGPT Badger Parkour on YouTube, whatever. You'll find us.
Wow.
It's going to happen. And we just want to reiterate, if you cannot do flips, if you are not athletic, it doesn't matter. That's not what Badger Parkour is about. We have members who can do flips. We have members who can't do any flips on hard ground. And the biggest thing about Badger Parkour is that we're having a good time. We're going out. We're being spontaneous. We're living in the moment. We're meeting people. We're being extremely positive, radiating positive energy. Like you said about the mental health thing, it's really all about showing people that you can enjoy life in any way you want.
people ask me, why do you like to live in Madison, Todd? I usually say the lakes and the terrace, but honestly, guys, it's because of people like you. I'm not joking around.
Thank
The
you.
energy here, the youth, the energy, University of Wisconsin Madison, what you guys bring is that you guys are what we like to say around here, part of what makes Wisconsin great. So.
And thank you, Todd, and right back at you. That's
Well,
what
thank
we
you.
like about
Absolutely.
it here.
Thank you so much,
People
Todd.
like you.
Jake Amenia and Honor Hicks, everybody. You can find them at Badger Parkour. Thanks, guys. Congrats on the graduation, and
Thank you so much.
stay tuned. Stay in touch. All right.
Bye, everyone.
Got it.
All
We
right.
love you.
Coming up next, we've got Mr. Peter Rapine, the wild and wacky week in review from EPOM's World on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Hey, you guys are station 92.7 WMDX. Enjoying this local program? Find the complete Civic Media lineup at civicmedia.us or the Civic Media app.
Through the first about half a year here in 2025, there's been a lot of questions around the agriculture industry, but one of the industries is doing well. I'm Ben Jarbo at the Midwest Farm Report, and Jan Prins from Everegg is here to give an update on what cheese sales have looked like for the U.S. dairy industry.
Cheese exports topped 100 million pounds, and to put that number into perspective, that's about the second highest export number that we've seen in history. That's only 1% under the 2024 record cheese export number that we saw last year. And markets looking at this have.
Hello.
Yeah,
Good
it
to
is.
see you
All right,
again.
cool. Yeah, shoot me an email. We'll keep
How you
in
doing?
touch, and we'll
Doing well. I will
All right.
make sure we have Todd's camera set back up
You want-
shortly here.
you want-
You just sent two that have good audio, looks like.
Yeah, I mean,
We have plenty.
most of them have good audio. The
All right, thank you very much.
bird sounds,
Have-
last
yep, have a
one,
great day.
and have a good night. Man robbing store with a gun are also good.
Okay, sounds good.
But the raw dogging is hilarious, and the
Yeah, I heard that
with
one. That's good.
raccoon with a meth pipe. The cop's reaction is so great.
Peter, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
We just had jugglers. We had hardcore guys.
I caught the tail end of that.
That was fantastic.
Nice. Sounds dangerous. I love the whole, hey, don't try this. You're not a professional.
I know, right?
Yeah. I haven't
Oh,
tried
so
it.
FYI, we got to cut it a little bit short with you because that is goofy. But before the time change, I'm at a haircut appointment, and you say, Todd, why the hell are you getting a haircut with what little hair you have? But no, I do. And so I couldn't move it. Otherwise, this would be like 2 weeks. I'm like, no. So
Yeah, no worries.
we got to end at 10 till with you, and then I pre-recorded the end of the show. So I'm doing. Oh, what the hell is the actress's name from SNL that did Janine Pirro? What the hell is it here? Cicely Strong.
Yeah.
Cicely Strong. So we ended it. When we come back, I'm just going to pick up on, here's one more thing, the idiocracy of Janine Pirro now in Trump's cabinet, and we played Cicely Strong as her in the SNL sketch.
Nice.
I'm Ben Jarbo.
This is your local Civic Media radio station. Want to hear even more? Anytime? Find all of it at civicmedia.us.
Another gorgeous day with abundant sunshine and high temperatures scraping the low 70s. Alongside calm winds and clear skies tonight, lows stay more mild, falling to about 50. And the warm-up continues throughout the weekend by a few degrees every single day. I'm meteorologist Brittany Merlot. Right now, 67 degrees.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up.
That's so funny because I saw the raw dogging thing and I'm like, oh my God, I hope Peter finds that.
So good. Yeah, how do you guys feel about the Chicago Pope?
I think it's cool. I think it's,
And there's a lot of great memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great memes. Yeah, I think I saw. Is Chicago and Wisconsin? You guys like rivals?
Yeah,
Football? I
so
saw
the
like
Bears, the
yeah.
Packers,
Okay,
and then the Brewers and the Cubs. But everybody's happy that the Pope is a White Sox fan and not a Cubs fan. So
Oh,
he's sick.
really?
20 seconds.
So he's sick.
All right, here we go. Pursuing truth wherever it may lead and having fun doing it. Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network. Glad to have you along on a Friday, May 9th, 2025, 35 minutes past the hour. Zombers, how great is this show so far? And it's only going to get better here in a minute, but many thanks again to Badger Parkour, Jake, and Honor for coming in. I mean, that's just the great part about radio. You meet somebody on the street and boom, you got a guest.
Yes, and just two very nice guys.
Really
who,
great guys.
Like they said, radiating positivity is the goal of the club, and I think that they do that.
No, absolutely, and a great way to celebrate Badger graduation weekend, wherever if you have a graduate coming into town. If you're going to be in Madison, by the way, this weekend, allow a little extra time as things could get a little congested. Want to give you one more chance here to win Brewers tickets. Milwaukee Brewers tickets are up for grabs for next Friday. These are for next Friday, May 16th against Minnesota. 4 club-level tickets. You can win them, eligible to win, in this statewide contest. Go to the Civic Media app and text the word text. It's not a joke. The word this hour is text. T-E-X-T. Text. Text the word text right now to the Civic Media app and be eligible for those 4 Brewer tickets. You're always a winner every other Friday if you tune in for the last half hour of the show. You know him, you love him, our ongoing contributor. He's the managing editor of EPOM's World, the one, the only, Mr. Peter Rapine. Peter, how are you?
I'm doing great, Todd. How are you?
I'm always better when you're here, my friend.
You always touch my heart
Well,
when you say that.
Well, you look like you've gotten another haircut, or you look fantastic. It looks like a summer dew.
Yeah, freshly shaven, freshly dude up. I know you've got a haircut today.
I have a haircut today, which seems ridiculous because I don't have that much hair left, but nonetheless, I'm going.
Thank you. Yeah, I grew it out for a couple months, but yeah, I'm feeling fresh. The weather's nice.
Fantastic. It is nice weather, and we got fresh. And the thing is that there's no dearth of human stupidity or wackiness. And here now, as you do every other week, and you can find all these real headlines at eBombsWorld.com. Again, these are not made up. It's not fiction. These are real, actual stupid humans doing stupid human things in the weekly review.
Well, it sounds like you've had a pretty wholesome show today, and I don't necessarily want to kill the vibe.
No, that's part of why we bring you on.
Okay, perfect. Well, obviously the biggest news this week is that the Pope is an American, and he's from Chicago, and people are celebrating that. Twitter and much of the internet yesterday was kind of celebrating like winning the Super Bowl.
Right?
In some way. It's like it's
the Bears finally won something.
Yeah, I know. And if you haven't, if anyone listening has not seen the movie Conclave, go out and watch it. I watched it the other week on an airplane in prepping for the Conclave that we just had. And you shouldn't be surprised. I did. I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. My take, I'll just say it's a classic example of dudes rock. It's just like a bunch of dudes
rock, all right.
Being dudes.
I saw an interview last night. One of the Pope Leo's brothers said that Pope Leo watched Conclave like last week because he's a new cardinal and he'd never been to it, and so he watched it just to like, oh, I wonder what happened, and then he ends up coming out Pope.
Well, people were speculating, like, has he ever heard a Chief Keef song? Like, he probably knows who Chief Keef is, and if you don't know who Chief Keef is like a very famous Chicago rapper, like drill rapper.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, the internet's full of stuff. But you wouldn't be surprised that in the conclave, the Cardinals are not allowed to use their cell phones.
Wow.
And CBS touched on this, and our headline reads, and we have some good audio for it. Cardinals are raw dogging the conclave, says CBS.
I saw this, and I'm like, when I saw this, I'm like, please, we'll make sure Peter sees this. And by golly, we didn't coordinate, and you did. You came through in spades like you always do. Headline: Cardinals are raw dogging, quote unquote, the conclave. So here now is CBS's coverage and Tony DeCopel.
Or doing the one thing we know they're not doing is checking Instagram because their devices have all been confiscated.
I believe the kids call it raw dogging it if you're going to go through a long period of time with no electronic device.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Well, they're of a certain age, so they might be used to
a nervous Nora O'Donnell trying to laugh in the background. Explain, Peter Rapine. Tony DeCopel claims the term raw dogging is what the kids say when you don't have access to your electronic device?
So the meme comes from a viral TikTok, a guy who went on a 10-hour flight or 8-hour flight and did nothing but stare at the back of the seat, the seat in front of him. All he did was watch the flight map the entire time. And he quote unquote called it raw dogging a flight. So it doesn't technically mean not looking at your phone. It kind of just means suffering through whatever situation you're in without, an iPad or a movie, or in this case, Instagram. Which I don't know if the Pope and any of the Cardinals aren't on Instagram.
Right.
I hope not.
I'm not sure. I know Pope Leo is on X. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is.
Cool.
Yeah.
But and just for people that might not, and again, we're on broadcast radio. Raw dogging has another context in terms of not using protection during sex.
Yes, that's what the kids actually refer to as raw dogging. So
I'm not sure where Tony DeCopel got. I guess he got it from that meme or video, whatever.
It's like
it was.
you're going on this flight without the protection from your own insanity of watching something on your phone.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Well, now that makes sense. That's the best explanation I've heard so far, Zommers. Wow. All right. Well, very good. That Peter, I'm not sure we can do better than that. That's a great.
I know. Should we pack it up? Yeah.
All right. That's the show for today, everybody. See you later.
No. I actually have a better follow up to that.
All right. Fantastic. Next headline: Peter Rapine of E-Bombs World.
Next headline reads: Police catch woman with raccoon, and one of them has a meth pipe. In quotes, it's the raccoon.
Headline: Police catch woman with raccoon, and one of them has a meth pipe. It's the raccoon.
This is body cam footage of a woman getting pulled over, and I think she has a warrant out for her arrest. And you can hear the police officer. He takes her out of the car, and then he looks into the car, and I don't want to spoil it. We have some great audio.
All right. Here's actual body cam police footage of a woman being pulled over, and hilarity ensues. Here we go.
Hi, how are we doing today? I'm Officer Brandon, Springfield Township Police Department.
Okay, stop it, Josh. How are you?
So the reason I stopped you is you are suspended with a warrant for your arrest.
I am?
So do me a favor, turn off the car, put the keys up on the dash, detain you for that warrant, and because you are suspended actively. Oh. Hey.
What?
Come here.
Hello?
The raccoon has her meth pipe.
As what?
Oh my God.
Her meth pipe. He's playing with the meth pipe right now. No, don't reach for it. That's evidence now.
Oh, I don't want him to have that.
That's why I'm going to do it. Hey, buddy.
Huh?
It's okay.
Okay, you're on Arlington. He'll be here in 2 minutes. I'm right across from my house. A few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is what she's smoking meth in.
Okay.
The raccoon's playing with her meth.
For those listening on the radio, let me explain. This woman is pulled over. Her car is a disaster. I have several questions. First of all, she has a pet raccoon?
I know, right? That kind of gets overlooked. By the fact the raccoon is actually smoking meth. Yeah.
She has a menagerie in the car. There's a raccoon that she apparently has as a pet.
I love her reaction where she said, "Well, I don't want him to have that."
So they get the woman out of the car, but the pets are all in the car, and they look in, and the raccoon has picked up what appears to be the woman's meth pipe and is trying to take a hit.
Can you guess what state this is from?
I would say West Virginia, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, the good old state of Ohio.
Ohio, the Ohio State University. All right. Oh my good heavens!
Yeah.
That is award-winning stuff. I mean, I know we just got done the Wisconsin Broadcaster Association Awards, but I'm not sure how you could do better than that. A raccoon smoking meth.
Yeah, and his reaction is so great. He just like stops. He calls his friend over. He makes sure he really gets it on camera. Kudos to him.
Well done. All right, Peter Rapine. All these stories again can be found at eBombs World. That's E as in Edward, B as a boy, AUMSworld.com. All right, next headline, Peter.
All right, next headline reads: "Have a good night. Man robbing store with a gun is way too nice about it."
Have a good night. Man robbing store with gun is way too nice about it. Explain, Peter Rapine.
So some security CCTV footage of a robbery shows a man being, I guess, like, and this is my question is, if you're going to get robbed and you're working at a gas station, would you like the guy to be polite, or would you just rather him stick to business? Because he does his thing. He demands his cash. But then as he turns and leaves, he says, "Have a good night, dude." I'm not sure how I would feel about it.
We have audio. We have our here we go. Here's the audio of the alleged robber here in the convenience store.
Give me all the money, bro. All the money. Just the money. Just the money. That's it. Just the money. Just the money. I don't want to kill you. Just the money. All right. That's it. All right. You're my guy. All right. Everything. Is that vape? Can I have a vape? No bitch. Okay. All right. Have a good night, brother. Have a good night.
Yeah, he asks, he's robbing the place, and he asks,
I know.
"Can I have a vape?"
And the guy says
gun,
no.
Dude. Right.
I know. He says no. He gets the money, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe he had a change of heart.
Can't
at the
get
end.
the
He's like,
vape.
I hope I didn't ruin this guy's night. Yeah.
Right. And then he says, "Have a good night, bro." I just robbed you, but have a good night. What's wrong with people? What's wrong with people, Peter Rapine?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
He lives in New York. He's seen it all. It's just another afternoon for Peter Rapine.
Basically. Sadly.
All right. About 2 more minutes here. Next headline.
All right. This next one is an art project that has gone wrong. So headline reads: "Woman says her QR code tattoo keeps linking to anti-Semitic propaganda."
Woman says her QR code tattoo keeps linking to anti-Semitic propaganda. Well, this ain't good.
No. Sometimes art and artists, right, don't have the intended outcomes that they would hope. Right. When you create something, put it out there in the world, and you're allowing people to engage with it, you always have to assume the worst, especially in this day and age, and especially with the internet. So a woman tattooed a QR code on her own arm, and what it happens is people can go online onto a website and they can vote for what piece of media the code will link to in any given 24-hour period. And people have been voting for songs from Kanye West's new album, which basically just, say Heil Hitler and etc. So
Good Lord.
She shared a video about it. And the internet, sadly, as it does, kind of dunked on her and laughed about it. Obviously, it's serious and sad. But also kind of a example of, well, what did you expect?
But she tattooed herself. I think the takeaway here, Peter, is don't tattoo yourself. It could go very bad.
Or don't let the internet have a say on what it connects to.
All right, Peter Rapine, thank you so much from ePalms World. See you in a couple weeks, my friend. Have a great weekend. Back with a story about Janine Pirro. Speaking of wild and wacky, after this is the Allbaugh Show on Civic Media.
Civic Media Radio Network.
When you're having computer problems, you need a company you trust to get things working again, quickly and affordably. Madison Computer Works has been doing that for business and residential customers for decades. Our computer care plans take away the hassle of being without your computer or needing to bring it in for repair. Starting at only $10 a month, our local and friendly techs provide remote help and can fix most problems in just minutes. Call 608-231-8000 and sign up today. Madison Computer Works, computers that work for you.
Spring is here. Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood with EB3 Landscaping. With 15 years of top quality service, they treat your property like their own. 608-209-2185 for expert care and a vibrant tomorrow.
Madison, get ready to sizzle. Come into Ko-Ro Hut Korean Barbecue and Hot Pot, Easttown Mall. Indulge in all-you-can-eat Korean barbecue with the freshest meats grilled right at your table. Wash it down with boba tea. Enjoy the pleasant atmosphere. Ko-Ro Korean Barbecue and Hot Pot.
Hey, Gordy. How you doing?
Oh, Arthur, great. Great to see you. What are you doing in the studio?
Well, I need to talk to you about doing a commercial.
Oh, okay. Well, to get a commercial on the air here, you just go down to the sales department. It's right next to the bathroom.
I don't think you understand.
Oh, I understand plenty. You salespeople drink a lot of coffee. That's why the bathroom's right there.
Right, but I need to have you make a commercial about commercials.
Wait. A commercial about a commercial? I don't follow.
I want to tell potential business owners out there how to contact me to get a commercial on WMDX.
Okay, I get it. Okay, let's come up with something. Let's see. Business folks can contact you directly, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
What's the email, huh?
Okay, so it's sales@WMDXradio.com.
Oh, wait, run that by me again.
Sales@WMDXradio.com. So we could put all that together and get into a commercial, get on the air soon?
Arthur, my friend, I think we just did.
Advertise on WMDX Radio. Email Arthur, sales@WMDXradio.com.
Tons of glass artists share the same passion for eye-catching art as Ignite Glass and Gifts, so we're showcasing their work alongside our talented local artists and our in-house Ignite artists. The latest techniques, the hottest colors, and mind-blowing designs are here for you to enjoy. Madison's favorite for glass, gifts, and vape, Ignite Glass and Gifts, Monona Drive, Williamson Street, and Odana Road, plus IgniteGlassandGifts.com. Do your eyes a favor and see this stuff.
Streaming TV is where it's at. It's not about cutting the cord anymore. It's all about your customized TV options with the best and cheapest high.
Welcome back to the Todd Allbaugh Show on the Civic Media Radio Network, where it is now 8 before the hour of 4 o'clock. At the top of the hour, ABC or CBS News comes your way, followed by a beautiful, gorgeous George look at weather. It is so nice out there. Get out and enjoy the nice weather this weekend, folks. And big shout out to all the moms, including my own, the lovely and talented Miss Linda. Happy Mother's Day to you. I'll be spending the day with her and looking forward to it in much anticipation. And then after news, weather, and sports, another great edition of the Maggie Dawn Show here from 4 until 6, followed by Mr. Pete Schwaba, his trusty sidekick, Conrad, and Nightlight. From the beautiful stations in Green Bay, WGBW, Zommers. How about that?
They have showers.
They have showers. They have showers at Green Bay. Are you telling me something?
No, it's just one of the only facts I know about the studio since I haven't been there personally.
All right, very good. Well, you better. How about this? How about today's show? I mean, you got Brady Ewing. You got the Parkour Boys here. You got jugglers in the studio. You got Ray Pine. We appreciate Peter Ray Pine. And we thought now, following up on his wacky week in review, one more wacky story that we have not talked about today. And this is real, by the way. This is real. This from NBC News. Headline, Why It Matters That Trump is Adding Fox News' Jeanine Pirro to his made-for-TV team. This is real. Donald Trump made some unexpected news yesterday afternoon, telling reporters that Ed Martin, the hyper-partisan interim U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C., was facing too much opposition in the Senate, and the Republican lawmaker's nomination was over. The president quickly added, however, that his second choice would be, quote-unquote, great. Within hours, multiple news organizations reported that Trump's plan B was none other than Fox News host Jeanine Pirro. Many people, the author says, including me, responded to the reports with the same four-word utterance: that can't be right. In modern American history, a great many presidents have appointed a great many federal prosecutors. Not once, however, did a chief executive feel the need to justify the decision by pointing to the appointee's television ratings. Until now. In fairness, they write, it's worth emphasizing that Pirro clears a low bar that Martin did not. While Martin had literally no prosecutorial experience, making his selection to lead one of the nation's most important prosecutorial offices bizarre, Pirro actually did serve as a district attorney in New York. In fact, if someone were to look at her resume and exclude her work as an on-air television personality, she might even seem well-suited for the position. But when Pirro's on-air work is considered, it makes the president's choice awfully tough to defend. That from NBC News' Steve Bannon. I've seen her on Fox News a couple of times. Have you?
I don't think so. At least not enough that I recognize the name.
She's wacky. And again, whether it's Pam Bondi or whether it's Pete Hegseth, Trump has an absolute just affliction. I'll call it affliction to hiring people who are by and large enormously, in Pirro's case, she might be slightly qualified, but more important are their television ratings, their looks, and how they talk on TV.
Yeah, that's all he really wants.
That's all he wants. Well, we dug up, this came out yesterday, of course, on Twitter X. They dig up everything. Cicely Strong, the great actor from Saturday Night Live, who apparently she just had a baby. But Saturday Night Live, SNL, their season 50 finale is Saturday, tomorrow night. And now people are hoping that Lorne Michaels, the executive producer of SNL, can bring her back to recreate her version of Jeanine Pirro, Judge Jeanine Pirro on Fox. This is from a little bit earlier in the season on SNL. And here is Jeanine Pirro as played by Cicely Strong on the Weekend Update.
And now, as a last special treat, here to give her parting thoughts tonight is Judge Jeanine Pirro.
And she has a wine glass. She has a wine glass.
Judge Jeanine, I have not seen you in a while.
Oh, I'm still here. My show on Fox is on every Saturday at 9, a full hour before the nursing homes turn off the TV in the lobby. But I did take some time off recently. I went down to the most luxurious place on earth, Mar-a-Lago. Oh, it's like being on a cruise ship that's permanently docked in the hottest part of Florida, in between two classy strip clubs, you know, where the gals wear ball gowns. There's an endless buffet of rubbery shrimp, and the air smells like a bathroom stall that's been freshly sprayed with poopery.
That sounds wonderful, but you really don't have to be so loud.
Oh, go ahead and judge me, Colin. But I'm proud to be a small-town girl who grew up on an airport tarmac.
I'm assuming you're not very happy with the job that President Biden is doing?
He's a disaster! Have you seen the border? If Joe Biden had his way, we'd let everyone in. From gauchos to banditos, from chicas to chamacas, from El Chapo to Del Taco.
I'm not sure that's true.
Well, I am. And now they want to put Kamala Harris in charge of the border. Sorry, Kamala Ding Dong, not on my watch.
That seems a little racist.
A little racist? Have you been listening to me?
All right. Cicely Strong, the actor, she couldn't even keep it together. What, a little racist, do you think? But, of course, it's an exaggeration because it's television and it's comedy. But that's from Saturday Night Live, the actor Cicely Strong playing Judge Jeanine Pirro. The new, for real, Pirro is now going to be in part of Trump world. So anyway, the Wild and Wacky, we thank again Peter Rapine for being here, Zombers, of course, Brady Ewing earlier, and our wonderful UW Parkour guys. It's been a great show and an end to a great week. Stay tuned. Maggie Dawn is next. Whatever you're fighting for, whatever you believe in, do not give up. Keep banging your drum. We'll see you next week on the Civic Media Radio Network. Take care.
Keep banging on your drum. Keep banging on, and your day will come. Keep banging on your drum, and they will hear you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Adios. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.